Obviously, Supreme Court comes down and says the healthcare law is constitutional. John Roberts switched over and was with the liberals on this, and credit to him for doing that. Apparently, the person not interested in giving him credit is Rand Paul. Rand Paul is, of course, senator from Kentucky, and he says, yeah, not buying it. Wait, what do you mean you're not buying it? He says, quote, just because a couple people on the Supreme Court declare something to be constitutional does not make it so. No, but actually, it does. That's the whole point of the Supreme Court. He continues, while the court may have erroneously come to the conclusion that the law is allowable, it certainly does nothing to make this mandate or government takeover of our health care right. So I find that interesting in a couple of ways. So number one, Citizens United, I think, is the worst decision, perhaps of all time, okay? There's a couple in the past that were pretty bad, involving, slavery.
Yeah.
Okay, so I hear you on that, right? So, but this has really destroyed our democracy, in my opinion, Citizens United has. And in this term, that actually I thought the most important decision, even more so than the healthcare one, was that they affirmed Citizens United, without even writing a majority opinion, and said it applies to the states in the Montana case. Now, I don't therefore say, well, then I'm not listening to the Supreme Court. And what the Supreme Court says doesn't mean anything, and it doesn't. No. Yeah, that's my opinion, man. Okay, right. But in our system of government, the Supreme Court says what's constitutional and what's not, and we got to stick with it. But these Republicans, guys, they don't play by any of the rules. We don't like the decision, but then all of a sudden the Supreme Court doesn't decide what's constitutional.
The other thing they're not for is consistency. Because remember, I think it was last week, they were outraged because Barack Obama said he wasn't going to enforce that portion of the law that says you have to deport young people if they're not properly documented. Today, all of a sudden, it's all about, we're not enforcing this Obamacare, no matter what the court says. How did we go in 1 week from impeach a guy who won't enforce the law to F the law, I'm not doing it?
And the Democrats are making a rare good point here. They're like, look, if the Supreme Court had made the reverse decision, if Roberts had stayed on the conservative side and voted with them, right now, every Republican in the country would say, final. It's final. It's over. The Supreme Court has said it's unconstitutional. We told you, unconstitutional. It's over. Shut up. It's over, right? So now it goes another direction. They're like, who cares? And it makes me
not
think,
only just who cares, repeal, and I'm not going to even pay attention.
Right.
Well, they have the right to repeal.
They do have a right to repeal, but it's just that it's going to what Cenk just said. It's the idea that it can be ended once the court speaks, and now the court has spoken, so they go to repeal and they go to just not acknowledging the decision.
So it's never over with.
Yeah, it's never over.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it makes me think, if the Supreme Court had gone in the opposite direction in Bush versus Gore, Bush and the Republicans would have said, yeah, I don't care. Like, I don't know what would have happened, right?
Right.
They talked about a constitutional crisis, et cetera. But I never thought that was real, right? Because what? The Supreme Court's going to say something and everybody's going to follow it.
Exactly.
I mean, don't be ridiculous, right? Except I now think, when the Supreme Court says something, Democrats follow it, and Republicans go, maybe.
Well, that's pretty much true for any rule in this country. Democrats follow the rules, Republicans don't. And then they wonder why they're getting buffaloed. Well, because these guys aren't following the rules. It's time to point that out a little more often than you've been doing.
That's 100% right.